A stranger continued to sob on the phone, her voice cracking. I don't know who to turn to. Upon hearing her voice, her story, I felt tears fill my eyes. I was brought back to a time in my sister's life, her story eerily the same, but this time I was able to understand. It started with a phone call like it so often does. I can remember this night clearly. Kelly called and my mom answered. However, on this night, when she called, something was obviously wrong. My parents decided that I was too young to know what happened to my sister, so they hid the details from me. I was too young and ignorant to even notice that they kept things from me at all. After the night Kelly called, my parents brought her home from college. They said some family bonding was necessary. However, not much family bonding occurred. Kelly was a drag to be around. From that night on, Kelly was very depressed. She would break down and cry, and all I could do was blankly stare at her. I had no sympathy or no compassion for her. I remember thinking that things would be so much easier if she didn't exist. I hated her for being weak, and I hated her for having problems. For another year, I continued to hate her, until one day, I don't remember the exact moment, something within me shifted. As easy as it was to hate her, it was getting old. I was then a freshman in high school, a time when I desperately wanted guidance from my sisters. I missed the days of our young childhood. Those days were simple. When I was given opportunities to make amends with Kelly, it never happened. It was almost like things were set in stone, impossible to change. She was cold to me, so in return, I was cold to her. It bothered me more than anything that she was not happy. She was so intelligent and so beautiful. What could she possibly be so upset about? The first time I asked Kelly that question, she looked at me with tears in her eyes, like she had been waiting for me to ask all along. She began to talk, and I listened. It was not until she told me the truth about what happened that night that I began to understand my sister.